The talk of the internet over the past day has been about the possibility that certain Democratic adjacent and liberal influencers were associated with a dark money group that was paying as much as $8,000 for content that was friendly to the Democratic Party. This was according to an article in Wired magazine, which mentioned names like David Pakman and Parnass. Now, Pakman and Parnass both have denied that they were influenced to produce any content by this group, and I have a couple of thoughts on the subject as well. To begin with, I don't have a problem with creators being paid for what they do on here, especially if it's their full-time job. I know that Americans have had a very low opinion of intellectual capital. However, it does require work to produce these videos, and creators need to be paid for their efforts. Now, if you're a creator and you were handed a big wad of cash to produce content that was not consistent with your brand and you didn't tell anybody, yeah, I might have a problem with that. But otherwise, you cannot exist in 21st century America and pay the bills on sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Creators deserve to be paid for their content. I have had any number of my books stolen and posted for free on the internet, thereby depriving me of the ability to earn money from those creations. To think that creators should not be paid for their creations. Second, I would remind you guys that just last year we discovered that certain right-wing influencers were being paid big bucks to produce content that was friendly to a certain worldview. They weren't being paid $8,000. Some of those guys were being paid $100,000 per video. One of them was making $400,000 a month. The names mentioned in that report were guys like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool. And who was paying this big money? The Russian government. So yeah, you want to fuss about people on the left getting paid as much as $8,000 to produce content that's friendly to the liberal and the Democratic Party? Please, spare me the hypocrisy. Tomorrow, I'm going to follow this up with a separate conversation about me and my money.